Hi, welcome to this week's podcast. Now, I get asked a lot about flower magic. What is it? How can I do it? Where can I find out more information? Do you do it? What are the secrets? Give me a spell. The thing is, you're probably already doing it. In fact, not probably, I know that you are. So this week, I'm going to connect you with Flower Magic, and I'm going to also show you how you can do it with intentions so that you can spin a little bit of flower magic whenever you like. But let's wind it back a little bit more, because I've also had a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between a wildflower and a flower? Well, not much. A little bit, but not much. Mostly people have said to me, I don't know if this is a wildflower, Sherilyn, but I found it when I was out walking around. Is it a wildflower? If you found it out while you're walking around, pretty much guaranteed that it's a wildflower. A native flower is a flower that is indigenous to a place. So that is something that has been there since before white settlement, pretty much. So it is originally from a place. So that is a native flower. If we think of the Australian waratah, it comes from Australia, various regions around New South Wales particularly. It is a native flower to that area. It's a native flower to Australia. Is it a wildflower? Well, yes, it actually is. Because a wildflower is simply a flower that grows without human intervention in a place. So waratahs, though being a native, are also a wildflower because they are growing out there without intervention. Is a hothouse orchid growing in the middle of the Alps in a little hothouse a wildflower if I come across it there? No, it's not. Okay, because it needs a lot actually of human intervention in order for it to grow. So wildflower is something that will grow naturally. Californian poppies are wildflowers of Australia because they've been here for a long time. They have established themselves. They are growing in the wild. So even though that they are not originally from here, they have become wildflowers. It takes a little while, and there are lots of different sort of arguments, I guess, amongst the scientific community about what is a wildflower. Is it really a scientific term? So I'm going to leave that to those people. And of course, wildflowers also is a lovely term that does describe things that are carefree and things that have a very strong energy because they get to grow and do things in a certain place. So I use the term like that, and a lot of other people do as well. But when I talk about flowers, when I talk about a native or a wildflower or another flower, this is what I'm talking about. In my work and in my decks, they are specifically divided up into the wildflowers of region. So I don't just throw any old flower in anywhere and say that it is part of that oracle. It definitely is something that grows in that area. So I hope that clears that up a little bit for you. Any more discussions about it, let me know. I'm happy to have a chat about it, and any findings that you have as well. Now, flower magic is this week's topic. We already do it. I'm doing it right here, sitting here right now. I have a hibiscus in my hair. And this, of course, is a beautiful Hawaiian tradition. And I've used this one. I was looking at a lovely native Maya bird out there. He's lovely. This is, of course, one where mostly a lot of us are familiar with. The hibiscus here is on my left side. Left side means I'm taken or I'm married. Right side, if I moved it over to there, it means I'm single. The reason that it's on the left side, and this is the way you can remember this because people do forget, is it's closest to my heart. So that is why it's on that side. If I was to move it over to the other side, yeah, it does indicate that I'm single, but also it can be used magically as well. Particularly, I mean, it can be used as a silk flower like this. I was going to say particularly if it's a fresh flower, obviously because of its energetic qualities, but it's also a symbol. Which I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but people do ask me, well, do silk flowers, especially the ones that I wear, do they still have the same energetic qualities? Well, they do, because they're symbols, the same as a symbol of anything that you wear, especially ones that you empower as talismans and amulets. They still carry energy with them. Do they have the same vibrational qualities? I believe they do if they've been empowered by the wearer or the creator as well, and or the creator. So if I was to put it on this side, naturally, that's an indication to everybody traditionally with the Hawaiian traditions, but also I could use it as a bit of magic to find another love. So I better move that over there for now. Yeah, he's been good today, so I can move it over to that side. Of course, the colour is very important as well. It's red, it's about empowerment. I could be wearing it on this side because, not so much this side, but I could be wearing the red hibiscus. Red's a colour of love, a colour of passion, the colour of strength as well, and of power and of empowerment. So that's another level as well. Which moves us into, before we leave that, plumerias. That's what they're called in a lot of places in the world, but in Australia they're called Frangipanis. Now the vibrational energy of those is very much about beauty. So you'll often see in a lot of cultures people wearing Frangipanis. That's to make you look more beautiful, because it's believed not so much even, it is the energy, but the magical energy of plumeria, Frangipanis, is to impart magic onto the wearer in the form of magical beauty. So that's I had a spider here. There was something crawling on. I was about to say hello, little spider. So that's what that sort of magic is. So these are the things that you might be doing already that are around you. Another thing that you probably are doing already is giving people flowers. Why do you give people their favourite flowers? It goes a little bit deeper than just knowing it's their favourite flowers. I do a lot of work with people finding their totem and spirit flower guides. The reason that people have favourite flowers 9 times out of 10 is because that is their totem or spirit flower. And if you give someone those flowers, the vibrational energies of those flowers are strong. And the person that you're giving them to, when they're sick, when they've had an accident, when they're feeling sad particularly, even when they're celebrating, because they need support, even if they're happy, there's a lot emotionally going on with them, that is matching them, and that is a magical thing. It's a healing thing for them, and it's bringing them that vibrational energy that they need at that time to support them. So without you even thinking about it, you've just given them a little blessing, a little spell, like a little happiness, a supporting spell in a way. So that's a spell that you've done without even thinking about it, and an intention and a blessing. Bringing flowers into your home. How many times have you been out shopping or been somewhere, felt a bit down, you've seen sunflowers, you've seen daisies, you've seen flowers like that, when you're feeling a bit down and you've gone, oh, there's beautiful orange, yellow, bright flowers, I'm going to get those, I'm buying them for myself and I'm taking them home, and you felt better. Like, it's not because, well, it is because they're beautiful flowers, but it's mostly because the vibrational energy of those flowers has said something to you and you've brought them home. Magic. There you go. The magic of flowers. If you're feeling like you want a bit of love, yeah, we've all bought some of those roses, haven't we? And thought, I'll buy them myself and bring some love into my life. And the vibrational energy of those, the magical vibration of those in your home and in your presence will, particularly if you focus a little bit more with the things I'm going to teach you and share with you, will start to bring those sorts of things into you or into your life. So actually making spells, making blessings, making altars with flowers. Like, how do you do it? How do you know what to get? Where do you get them and what do you do? Okay, it all comes down to correspondences. So if you've done any spell casting at all or had a look at a spell, and I'm pretty sure you probably have if you're at this podcast tonight, but I will give you some references and resources as well underneath there somewhere. If you have a look at a spell, it's like a recipe, isn't it? It says what you need usually, or you will need, or go and collect. It could say Eye of Newt, but it will probably say something like a list of crystals. It'll say some herbs, probably some coloured candles. It could say things like feathers. It could say different types of waters, essences even, getting into flowers there, resins. It could say all sorts of things. All of those things are correspondences. If it's a love spell, it'll be all things that correspond with the energy of bringing the love, whatever the sort of love is, into your life. If it's a spell for abundance and for success, it will have things that correspond with that sort of an energy. Now, flowers are very high working vibrational energies. they have spirits unto themselves, and they very much can fit into these correspondences. All you need to know is, well, what are the correspondences of flowers and how do I find that out, I guess. And there's a lot of literature out there. It's all in little bits and pieces, and there's not that many books that sort of really lay down these are the correspondences. Have a look at information about buck flowers, have a look at information about Australian bushflower remedies. Any essence work, any vibrational flower essence work will start to give you indications, but you'll need to study a bit further. I do a lot of work, and I've got work coming out in 2014 that will help you. Not meaning to be a plug, but there is things out there. There are things as well, like the very fantastic herbal books that you can get. There are things like, I do a lot of work because I lived in America for a long time. There are things like this that sort of list out medicinal plants. This will list vibrational healing energies, and they'll connect very much with you once you study, get right into them. Things like garden guides, where does something grow? When does it flower? When does it, set seed? What areas does it need to be sitting in lots of water? There you go, it's connected with the water element. Does it need to be in a really dry, hot area? Connected with fire. These are the ways you sort of put all these correspondences together. Once you start to understand that, you can find flowers. If I'm looking for something for abundance and power and I want to move forward, what I'm going to be looking for, I'm going to look for flowers that can grow anywhere, that are really strong. And maybe I'm looking for red flowers. I might be looking at the colour correspondences there. I might even go even deeper into wanting flowers with lots of petals, or flowers that grow on bushes with lots of abundant flowers as well. And then I'll have a look a little bit more into that.